Hi, my name is Missy and I'm a Norwalk Public School District nurse. I'm here to discuss COVID protocols and what's in place. First, I'd like to start with the difference between isolation and quarantine. Isolation is when you actually have the virus, you have tested positive, where quarantine is when you've been exposed to a positive case. 4 positive cases, and this includes fully vaccinated, unvaccinated, or partially vaccinated students. There is a procedure in place during the school day where the nurse will reach out to you once we find that your child has tested positive for COVID. When they reach out, it won't be a quick conversation, it might be 20 to 30 minutes. In that conversation, we will ask you questions in regards to if there are any siblings, if there are parents, whoever else is in the household, if your child had symptoms, if so, when did they start? During after hours and the weekends, once we have a confirmed positive case, we will be sending you out a robocall. Please know that the dates for isolation are calculated based on symptom onset, or if no symptoms, the date the test was collected. Those are marked as day 0. The return to school will be on day 6, as long as the symptoms have improved and there is no fever for 24 hours without the use of fever-reducing medication. In the household for quarantines, if a parent or a sibling tests positive, if your child is fully vaccinated, they do not need to quarantine. However, if they are not, the quarantine, as long as you are able to have your child isolated from the positive case, they're quarantining, so they will be separated, is the best way to put it. So if they are able to be separated, we will calculate day 0 is the day of last contact with that positive case, and then they can return on day 6 once again if they have no symptoms. We recommend testing and to continually always monitor for signs and symptoms of COVID. For the household where you are unable to separate, in these situations, maybe the parent is positive and you have a young child in elementary school and you are unable to separate from your child. If that is the case, then it is going to be a 5 plus 5, which equals 10 days, with your child returning on day 11, once again, as long as they are symptom-free. If your child does show to school and they come to the nurse and they aren't feeling well, the nurse will be reaching out to you. Symptoms could be anything. It could be a headache, a runny nose, a sore throat, a stomach ache. Could be with a fever, could be without. So we always ask that you monitor your child for everything. If they do come to the nurse's office and they are not feeling well, the nurse will reach out to you and they will have you pick up your child. We still follow Addendum 5. Addendum 5 is they go home. You can return with a negative COVID test. You can return with a note from the doctor with an alternative diagnosis, or your child can remain out for 5 days, returning on day 6. With that being said, we do have home tests. So we can provide a home test for you to take when you pick up your child, and you can administer this test at home. Take a picture of the test, next to it on a piece of paper, your child's name, the date the test was taken, and your signature. Please take a picture of that and email that to not only your school nurse, but the principal. Okay? So once again, quarantines and positive cases, it is 5 days. If there is an ongoing household exposure and you cannot separate them, whether it's the siblings or the parents, and their child is unvaccinated, it will be 10 days with a return on day 11. If your child is vaccinated, they do not need to quarantine. I hope this helps. Thank you so much.